Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. We're live here, FSB Wednesday night Pro Cup, Kansas City, home of the playoffs in baseball here. This is Melt Minter Jr. along with Greg Bernardo, and this is Pro Cup Wednesday night. What's up, Greg?
What's up, Milty? Kansas City. Uh, Only known for one thing in my book, and I guess that's what their barbecue. Kansas City barbecue. Meat. Not corn, not wheat, not
Where's the beef?
not the Royals by any means.
Our Dodgers, gone. Where are they? Gone.
Angels gone.
Gone.
Oakland gone. San Francisco only one of four teams left in baseball. But I'm not here to talk about baseball, Milty. I'm depressed about baseball, so we're not going to talk
Word.
about baseball. We're going to talk about racing. And we're at Kansas City, and this is the last race before the Chase, Milty. The Chase here in Pro Cup.
Just like I told these boys in the
Pretty
meeting, we don't need
settled.
anything over the top
So-
today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew.
This is
Well,
all about bonus
everybody
points
carries
for the
the weight.
Chasers.
We'll be just fine. at the
Well,
end of this thing.
we had some studs here tonight, and we had Ken Shea, and he disappeared at the last minute. We thought we were going to have the great Ken Shea out here, and he is a DNS here.
Yeah, and that's too bad. I was excited to see his name there. I saw him in the Nationwide Series as well, Milty. So good to see him back, though.
Yeah, life has its turns, and the turns tonight is once again the 6 car, the dominating
My goodness.
qualifier.
I mean, literally the Kevin
Can
Harvick.
he seal the deal?
Literally, he is turning into the Kevin Harvick of FSB, Milty. And we're going to get the command to start engines here.
Well, and we got some fans watching tonight. Hi to Michael Morse out there. He's pining at the bit to get
Yeah, I mean,
on Wednesday nights, but
he wants to
got to
go from-
earn your stripes,
he wants
man.
to go from applicant to pro, Milty. He was really pumped up.
Yeah, and there's a process there, and he's working on some team deals here and stuff, and I'm sure he'll get hooked up with a team. Providing he makes his goes through his applicant stage, which is every driver has to do here.
Absolutely, and yeah, he'll get there, just like anyone else in FSB. Follow the rules, race clean, race hard, earn that respect, and you'll be in the pros. It's pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, this is Kansas, and this is
It's a tough track, Milty. It's a grind
30
on tires.
yep, 36 laps max, maybe with some clutching. Otherwise, 34 laps is about your pit window.
Yeah,
Ken Ron up there.
Ken Ron.
Me and him have some battles here lately, and he's really exciting to see him qualify up front, see what he can do with it.
We'll see. It turns green, Milty, and we're underway here at Kansas. Someone dropping down to the apron immediately there.
That's Michael Scott, who hasn't been around in a while. He dropped down low. Not sure what's up with that, but he takes off. Only about half the field got turned in a qualifying lap here, which is pretty strange, but also not that strange because I think everybody wants to be in the back, and because
Except
this
one
is
person.
a tire receiver.
One person wants to start in the front and lead the most laps. That's the 6 car, Milty. He's out front again. He's pole again. And he's going to lead this field early on like he likes to do. The question is, late, when the laps are clicking down to the checkers, Milty, where will the 6 car be?
Well, and he comes from the same stable as me. We're around the same generation. We're multi-champions, and but this is a new era in sim stock car racing at FSB Racing, and it takes a package from start to finish, and and he's proven he can do that too. So it's not like he can't do it. It's just will he do it this time and reinvent what he's done the last few laps, which is qualify up front on the pole and then sheer disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's out front so far, leading every lap. Guy Petra slots himself into second, so Guy off to a great start. Kenron was on the outside pole, but he drops back to third. Little gap back to the 54 Bill Yarbrough. And then a gaggle of cars here. The 98 of Sam Young, Matt Watkins, Troy Higgins, and T-Roy. So the Troys knows the tail as well. And Pops right there as well. So good battle here. And you see Matt getting a little loose. He's down on the apron, which you can
That's
do
what
here.
he do. That's what he do early all the time.
Yeah, he got a little squirrely. He had to
He
chase
acts
the car
like he's
down to the
bored,
apron. And he's side by side with T-Roy right now, and it looks like T-Roy gives him plenty of room. So Matt, a little abusive on the tires early on here at Kansas, not advisable.
Well, a lot of cars did not qualify or crashed, DNQ or crashed in qualifying, and one of them is Nicole Johnson. About half the field, so they're all thinking the same thing. But now she's starting to push a little bit, and take a look at the 19 of Troy Higgins, her teammate at Balcom 2 there.
And Matt Milty, Matt Watkins is approaching this track almost like Phoenix. Look at the way he comes off of 4 and he just turns the car down to the inside, and he was driving immediately onto the apron, and he was really picking up a ton of track position on the rest of the guys. I mean, he's really aggressive early.
Well, this is a Damien got still a trick, and he learned that from him. It has to do with cooling your tires the first couple laps, and then you can charge and really abuse the car. But whether it depends on your skill level as whether or not you can handle that. As Guy Petra taking a look, and it looks like Ken Ron's going to go back. Jim Ray down low there.
Yeah,
what happened in the 96 there, the boss?
I don't know. Milty's slow.
We were fresh from our run at Madera Speedway, where the boss got to drive a real car. He's down low, and let's see if we can take a look here.
And now he has rejoined the racing surface and picking the speed back up. But yeah, he was out of shape. He was very slow. Let the whole field go by, and now he's got a lot of ground to make up.
And he was down pit road. Oh, that's very bizarre. Trying to take a look at what happened to him.
The 96 actually showing 8 laps down, Milty.
Maybe, it looked like he disappeared.
Did he miss the start of the race, maybe?
He started from the pit road.
Yeah, so Jim Ray having some issues maybe with the connector. Or something else going on, we don't know, but he's 8 laps down right now. Matt Watkins and Pops battling side by side. Nicole right ahead of him. T-Roy right ahead of that pack. So some good racing going on here in the mid-pack.
Well, and being this is the last race before the chase, he was looking at getting a solid finish here to solidify his spot there. Yeah, not sure if that's in jeopardy or not.
It doesn't appear to be in jeopardy, Milty. When I reviewed the points, Pops does have an outside chance at making it from 11th. However, unfortunately, Jeff Hale, Milty, might be the victim of missing the chase here with a computer blowed up on him. And everyone's
Been
feeling
there,
for
done
that,
that.
man. And yeah, a lot of sentiment in the forums for Jeff to see if maybe we can square him away with something so he can get back on and back racing. But it's possible Pops with a quality finish tonight, Milty, could sneak into the 10th position and knock Jeff down to 11th. That'd be about the only change that I see could happen here tonight.
Well, I'm a proud man too, and when I had computer issues, or I am a proud man, I should say, speaking for myself. And but with some work, Matt Watkins did find me a computer for like right around $200 delivered to my door, used, and then a video card from Jim Ray, and then later Bill Yarborough. Guys got parts here, and we took the grinder out and cut the flange and fit that fat video card in there, and we were back in business. So we hope maybe if the gods are in order here, we'll get Jeff back on the track because that's where he deserves, and we love racing against him. We love having him out on the track because he's a class act. But I can tell you personally, also, life will kick your butt. Sometimes it is what it is. And you got to takes a while to get the money to do this for fun. So,
Yeah,
but we'll be
Milty,
here when he gets back.
absolutely. We'll be thinking about him. Shout out to him. Really not what he deserves. He is having a tremendous season across the board, Milty. Super Speedway, he was looking to become a two-time champion. Pro Cup, he was very impressive all season long. Chicken Run, he was in the points lead. So a lot of, I'm sure, real heartbreak for him on top of everything else, knowing that he was just having really a season that anyone would be proud of. But
We
Mark,
got my teammate Sammy solid in fifth there, fresh off his win and bolstering his points lead in the Sunday night short track series, late model series. That was a crucial win for him, as some people were starting to nip at his heels there, especially the 18 car, and he really needed that to make some space.
yeah, Sammy is he really knows how to throw the car around and keep speed in it, which for me, if I throw my car around, I either spin out or I lose time. In Sam's case, he throws the car around and it goes faster, and that's how good he is. And sometimes when he gets out on these larger tracks, he does the same thing, Milty, and sometimes that doesn't work out the best way as it does on a quarter mile shredder or something like that.
Well, the San Francisco Giant family there of Troy and Noel, I'm sure they're watching, and Troy is going backwards here, and Michael Scott's going forward. We haven't seen Michael in a little while, and he's got Bokum right behind him. I think they were kind of cooling their jets there a little bit, and as they're getting to the 2/3 way of the fuel window here.
And Jim Ray has retired from the race, Milty, and it says wheel. So maybe Jim Ray hitting the wall and damaging one of the tires, possibly. Maybe you can check that out and see what happened to Jimmy now.
Yeah, we saw him in the pits. We thought he was 8 laps down there. I'll go back and see what happened if he had a crash after, or if it was something right at the beginning that we didn't catch.
Yeah, so bad luck for Jim. He should still be safe for 10th place there, but bad luck for Jim there, as it is the last race before the chase here. Steve Weber going back through from the back to the front here of the field. Matt Watkins also not going forward as quickly as you might expect. Battling Pops there. And again, I think Pops has an opportunity to sneak into the top 10 here with a quality finish. So Pops really needs to keep his ride clean, needs to stay out of trouble. and just stay competitive. And I think Pops will be rewarded with a chase spot. There's Nicole right ahead of that group of three cars. Matt Watkins, Pops there in the 99, and the 83 is Steve Weber, and then Nicole right ahead of that. And then a big gap there you see to Guy Petra and Sam Young. Sam taking the position away from Guy and moving up, and Bill Yarbrough now moving up on the 303 of Ken Ron for the second position. So we're having some movement now as we hit lap 23 of this run, all green so far. So good job by the field of staying clean and green. But we see the tire wear now starting to play its hand. Bill Yarbrough going forward, Sam going forward, Ken Ron, maybe Guy Petra going backwards. Mark DeSenza just doing what he's doing,
Yeah,
continuing to
we're
lead
not seeing
very
any
comfortably.
damage or crashing with the 96. I think starting 8 laps down, he decided to park it.
Yeah, that's a bad break for Jim there. Bill Yarbrough did take that second position. Now Sam looking to take the third position. So Ken Ron struggling now a little as we hit lap 24, Milty. Ken going backwards now. Sam and Bill Yarbrough, who really were just pacing, maybe saved a little more tire. I can't believe to say that Sam saved some tire, but Sam Young showing some skills and maturity there, and having something left for the end of this run. That's the way you win in Pro Cup.
Yeah, you have to reinvent yourself with this competition.
And who doesn't need to reinvent himself is Mark DeSenza. Get rid of that.
3.43, 3.59 lead. He's continuing to grow it, and he's about 8 laps away from the fuel window.
Clean up this broadcast a little. Thanks for telling me, Milty. I appreciate it.
Oh, actually, I was going to, and I forgot. I got sidetracked.
But we're good to go here. And we see some pit stops. Ken Ron's in the pits, Milty. And he was going backwards, so this might not be a bad idea, even if it's a little early.
Well, if you pit at 27, then you have to pit one more time. But if you're thinking about a green flag race, that could play back in your hand. Otherwise, you got to go to 34 or 35, and then maybe one time 36 to make 107.
Yeah, so we'll see how Ken plays out there. But he was going backwards, and I think he made the right move there. Pop's struggling a little there, too. Got a little loose there, and Troy
Sammy in the
Aikens
pits.
gets around. And yeah, we see T-Roy in the pits. We see Nicole leaving the pits. So pit stops are starting. Green flag stops lap 28.
Well, best lap and last lap are only about a second to 2 seconds behind, but that does start to pile up. So it's what you think you should do, and they've laid their bed as Nicole is exiting pits there. Me, I like to try to at least make 34 on the first run, you know.
And you see the 18 and 15 there together yet again. And Robert Bokum took a position away from Matt Watkins there. So Matt was pretty hard on his tires early on in the race, and maybe that's not helping him much right now. Guy Petra on pit lane, Milty. Steve Weber on pit lane. Pops is in now as well. So green flag stops still really dispersed out all the way from early for Ken Ron to now these three, but still plenty of guys still staying out right now as well.
We just got a private message here from Dog cell phone watching the race. Good stream, everything's going good, and so we got our definitely got our fan base out there, drivers and non-drivers, watching the race tonight.
Absolutely, and we appreciate everyone watching. And you're watching Pro Cup FSB Racing, and we're on lap 31 of 107 here at Kansas Speedway. Pop's finishing up his service. Green flag stops, first stops of the night. Lap 31, some still staying out. Mark DeSenza staying
I
out.
want to go 34, man. You really do. It's
Yeah.
one extra pit stop. It takes a long time to go down this pit road at 45 miles an hour.
There's our leader, Mark DeSenza. Has stayed out. He's done magnificent from the start. He just pulled away and just, man, it's like he's in
Pat
the zone
Watkins in.
right now. Sam is also pitted. Mark DeSenza now in, so leader in, Milty. Mark
So none
DeSenza
of them
in.
are making 34 here. That's interesting. They're
Robert Boak.
definitely harsh pace right here. 33, times 3 is
99.
99. That's not going to get it.
No, it's not, but let's see. The pace Mark DeSenza set was a scorching one, Milty. 166 miles an hour average speed around Kansas so far, so that's pretty quick. Robert Bokum assumes the lead with Mark DeSenza in, and Michael Scott also staying out, Milty.
I
Everyone
get,
else has come in for service.
yeah, if you go 34, 34, and maybe. Oh, T Roy blows a tire. He's trying to stay out there, and he blows a tire hard in the wall. That thing just let go. Check out the 17. He goes whammo into the wall there. That's a hard lick. And I'll be right back. Gotta get me a cold one here.
Yeah, T-Roy got loose and hard into the outside wall, but I don't know if we got a caution from that, and we do not. So T-Roy has him down. Robert Bokum in now, so Robert Bokum finally in at lap 35. So he's doing what he needs to do. He's stretching that first run. Uh, Gave up the lead to the 46 car. So Michael Scott, the long distance man of this group so far, he stayed out the most, and he'll be rewarded with leading the lap here. Let's see if we can find him. The 46 car. There he is. You can see the speed differential as old tires, new tires. Matt Watkins blowing by him.
Bokum just leaving pit road now at 35.
Yeah. So and Michael Scott, our last.
That's what you
car.
got to do That's your extra pit stop. At one point, you got to pull 36 out of your hat, or at least 35 times 3 is 105. So you still got to pull 36 out, and you can do it if you clutch a little bit.
Yeah, Michael Scott going that 36 number, Milty. So he's the only one to do it. But let's see if that hurts him in the long run with
Nice
losing
easy
a lot of
stop
time
right
on pit
here.
road. With those old tires and everyone on new tires, Milty, for quite a few laps. Let's see if that affects him negatively here as he gets 4 tires and fuel.
Well, then that starts to make the 27 guys look better because they can push that whole time, and they know they're going to stop anyway, so they're going to make one more stop. 27 times 4 will get you there. That's 108.
So you see him completing his stop, and he comes back out onto the track.
This is pro racing right here. This is you got to assume you're going to have green flag runs. Can't assume it's not going to happen. It happens too much. Then if it doesn't, then you regroup.
And we can see what staying out for Mark DeSenza has done, though, Milty. He's dropped back to the 5th position after leading every lap. in that exchange. He stayed out longer than the 98, the 303, and the 5. And he's fallen behind now. So let's see if he can gather it back up and work his way back to the front.
Well, it's whether or not he's going to have that same aero advantage being up front, which he's not, especially when he catches cars, and also how he temper. The thing is, running these runs is each run is its own separate entity, and how you can. That's what's so difficult here in pro sim racing is you can do it once, but can you do it over and over again? But I like his chances.
Yeah, so Sam's our leader, Ken Ron second. He's
Because he's
pressuring Sam
coming.
here. And Ken Ron may be looking to take a look at a lead here in the Pro Cup race. So Sam out
And
front right now. Guy
two, three,
Petra and
yep, two,
Mark.
3 seconds is not that much when you're considering the difference in tires. Because now they got fresh skis.
And yeah, Mark DeSenza's coming. He gets around Nicole and Guy Petra. So Mark DeSenza now up to third, Milty. And he's charging back toward the front. He wants it, but he's going to have to use up a little equipment to get there now, where before he was the leader. So we'll see how that plays out as this race continues to stay green. Behind Nicole, there's Bill Yarbrough. He's right there as well. So the top 6 looking very good here. A little distance back to Matt Watkins. And again, Matt was really hard on his tires to start the race. And kind of faded back, and now he finds himself in 7th place, Milty, but over 5 seconds behind our leaders.
Yeah, and like DeSenza was like lap 32 or something, so he still didn't make the he didn't make the 35 or 36 or at least 34. At some point you're gonna have to go 35 or 36 at one spot. You'd like it to be the last one if it stays green, because then you can just come out the box and clutch and. Because making 36 is pretty tough on fuel and tires, but we saw Michael Scott do that, so
Yeah,
I don't think he was clutching.
we just also saw Bill Yarbrough going by Nicole, so Nicole seems to either be on that 36 lap strategy on this run, Milty, or she's struggling just a little. Maybe got a not the greatest set of tires. It can happen in this game sometimes. I have noticed that sometimes a car feels great, sometimes it doesn't feel as good. And Nicole going back just a little here. Bill Yarbrough takes the position. Guy Petra right ahead of him, and then Mark DeSenza now making a move on Sam for the 2nd spot. So Mark DeSenza charging his way back to the front of the field, and teammate Ken Ron is the only one standing in his way now.
Got to stay the course though, especially when you lay that when you go into that 35, 36 zone. Yeah, you gotta stay the course, and remember you gotta do at least 34 the next time. So can't get carried away with your track position too much until there's a caution or something. Then you have to rethink everything. But then you can push.
And there he goes, Milty. He's really on fire tonight. Just drove his way past everyone. And Mark DeSenza back in the lead. And there we
Obviously,
see the battle
he's got
for
the best
second
car
now.
tonight, and he's had the best car a lot of the times when we broadcast on Wednesday or Friday. And he's just really looking to. That's a magnificent drive. That's very patient, going through the cars.
And look at this battle. 3 wide. 151, 98, and 303 battling for that second position. And now Guy Petra drives in the second. Sam third. Ken Ron fourth. And Bill Yarbrough fifth. And there you see all of them right there. But they're chasing that 6 car. And he's just pulling away now. Mark DeSenza on a rail here at Kansas.
The thing is, though, is none of them have done what the 18 and the 46 have done. So they're sitting back on their sack of seeds right now, going, if it stays like this, you guys are going to have to pull, pull some 36s out of your yin yang too. So we done it already. What you going to do?
Maybe, maybe, maybe. I would like to be running in the top 5 right now if I had my choice. But maybe that's why I don't win a lot of races, Milty.
Well, it's Kansas, so and this Pro Cup, so it's a totally different mindset than running FSB Cup like you do, because the cautions are not that they don't have green flag racing there too, but you also know that the odds of running a complete race green flag are not as high as it is here
Oh, absolutely.
in Pro Cup.
Absolutely, but to a shout out to the FSB boys at Kansas, 64 straight green flag laps to start the race, Milty.
Yeah, so that's to your to my as Troy Higgins takes a look at Ken Ron there. Ken
That's
all
actually
fight well. That's Matt Watkins. Excuse me.
Matty Watkins slowly creeping up into the top 5 now. Ken Ron falling back, and this is what this is what happened to Ken in that first run, Milty. He's, I think, just trying to really push himself to stay up with these leaders, and it's just not working for what he's trying to do. And he's paying the price about 20 laps into a run, and it's happened twice now. Matt Watkins taking advantage. Sam falling back a little. Lap 51, Milty. So if you went 30 the first time, lap 60, 63, 66 if you went 33, 34, 68.
And we had a
So
car pit at 27, so that's going to be 54. So
yeah, and that was Ken, and you see the effects of the early pit stop is having for him. He's fallen back to 6th and now falling into the clutches of the 19 car as well.
and you would think that early pit stop would give him more speed while these guys were sitting, but it all ends up in the wash when you have green flag racing.
Absolutely.
And me and Ken last week, I ran 3 races, and we were always in the same point. And it sounds real good right up here, me in the booth talking about it, but unfortunately, I find myself in that same position. It's not something you try to do. It's just the level of competition that's out there. I mean, he had a great plan. You plan one way or the other, and but then when you also pit earlier and you get smoked, it's humbling. But it was definitely the reality for me on the track. Also,
Well, another reality in this race, Milty, is Matt Watkins is coming, and he's jumped all the way from 6th all the way up to 2nd.
it's like he gets bored at the beginning, and he always does that little thing that he almost crashes or goes down on the apron, and then he goes, oh shit, okay, it's time to go now. And then all of a sudden he just dials in. It's funky about this dude, but sometimes it's I've been watching him a lot here from the booth, and it just seems like all of a sudden he just grapples with it and dials in, and then he's off and running.
And we see our leader, Mark DeSenza.
Guy Pitra there solidly in 4th. His buddy Nick watching and hanging out, in his garage while he's working on cars, and great. They get to hang out together, and then he's got a fan watching him on Wednesday and Friday nights. Nick's looking to get into sim racing here at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, we appreciate everyone taking a look at FSB racing here. You're watching basically the best of the best here, and here's 2 of the best right there.
Matt Watkins in the pit road there. Early pit stop from him.
Yeah, very early pit
He
stop.
changed his. He's changing his whole tactic here.
50 to go, Milty. I think he's thought of something here. He's going 25-25 here. He's going to run hard and he's going to do 25-25.
With this track position, it might not be a bad idea.
And kind of trying to snooker the field here, I think, Milty. And we see a bunch of cars following suit, the 98 and the 99 also coming in, Milty. So he's triggered a little something something here.
Well, that's an extra pit stop. So, can you maintain the speed? But now they're coming in big time.
Absolutely, it's a follow the leader now. Mark DeSenza's still out. Guy Petra's still out. See a lot of smoke.
Well, Mark should be able to go to about 62 and then even knock it down more. Which the way he's going through traffic and get back to the front, that's good. But he's also got to think, okay, well, the 15 was right back there a little bit. Is that going to get in his mind right now, or is he going to stay with the status quo?
I think Mark's focused right now, Milty. He's really been the class of the field.
Six
And
0.49 seconds. Might as well do what you've been doing, boy.
absolutely, I don't think he's going to waver his strategy at all, nor should he. He's covered the entire field all night long, and definitely leading the most laps. And you can see he's really opened up a nice, comfortable lead on the 151, who's fallen back behind cars now that have changed tires, like the 98 of Sam Young there and the 5 of Nicole Johnson, who are laps down right now. But of course, once the cycle completes again, they'll be back on the lead lap. Be nice to pass the leader though, Milty. It's always an advantage in a cycle if you can either stay ahead or get back ahead of the leader.
I like this little tandem here in third and fourth. Michael Scott and Robert Belcom. Michael wasn't born yesterday, and he knows the guy to cling on to here. Question is, um, to their advantage. With those other cars pitting, what they need now is caution. That would really put them in the sweet spot.
Yeah, it would, but if it cycles all the way around again, then they're going to be really in the catbird seat with not having to make another stop, Milty.
Well, a little reaction from the fans here. The Thor Dog team owner here, Dog, he's picking the 15 with his early stop right here. He's talking Godzilla and stuff here, like the Damien Godzilla move here, splitting it in half here, and that's not a bad idea.
Well, Matt's, of course, not in the chase, Milty. He's run a partial schedule this season, and of course, we respect him for doing whatever he does. We always love when he shows up, and we're happy just to get him for the races he does because he's a great guy. And like you said, life is number one, and sim racing is somewhere number two or beyond for everyone. And he's here to win. And if he sees Mark DeSenza covering the field and knows that he can't outdrive him, then maybe he needs to outstrategy him. And maybe that's what he's doing here as he goes around Mark. Of course, Mark still the leader of the race. He has not pitted yet. Matt Watkins, of course, has pitted. So we're on lap 65, Milty. So certainly in the window now.
Yeah, Mark just getting lapped by unlap or a couple cars unlapping themselves,
Yeah, no.
and he's right. He's right in his 32-64 window. So I have a feeling the 6 is probably going to stop here real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're on lap 66 now, Milty. So he's really stretched this one out. Robert Bokum and Michael Scott have also stretched out. Sam looked like got a little out of shape there, Milty. He was coming back up off the grass. So Sam spins it, but we stay green.
And he is now pitting. He has signaled pit on the scanner.
And he comes in very fast. And
Got to be careful with cold, with worn tires here, and just execute.
Yeah, I think Sam came in very hot in the pit lane as well. So we'll see if
Bokum up to second in at 14 seconds. Him and Michael Scott are, but Matt with a 25-second lead and deficit and shrinking. When are these guys going to stop now? They
yeah,
got to be a
Milty,
little scared here.
Yeah, I really think a mistake is being made here. Not by Robert Bokum or Michael Scott, just looking at their deficit, but by Mark DeSenza. I mean, he's really given up. I mean, already about 12 seconds.
Thing is that he's at 68 here. He's almost to the point where he can almost stop one more time. Is that what he's trying to do? You can make 36 here with clutching, and we have a report on the scanner, and it is not the 6. So if he can make it to 36 here, no, now he's pitting. So that will be by the time he comes out, it'll be 37. That's
Wow.
very hard to do as he's getting passed left and right here.
Wow, Milty. I don't know, Milty. We'll see.
I've seen 36 here. The great Rick Johnson and Damon Gostilla have both clutched to make 36 here. We've already seen 36 tonight, but we're looking at 37. Well, it'll be 30 as the 6 comes in the pit road, nice and easy. Careful, son. These guys are going to have to pit again. So Matt Watkins is going to have to pit again. If Mark DeSenza puts it on hold here and cruises, he could win this race.
Well, he's going to have the 46 and 18 to deal with as well, Milty.
And they go one more lap.
Yes, they have.
Which is, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Once again, you just don't, Robert Bokum and, it's one thing to follow Robert and see his plan, but then to see, coming off the couch here, Mike Scott also doing this. Let's see, they got to execute this pit stop. If they can do this, they can do this without clutching. And we watched Robert do this Friday night where we thought, no freaking way, and he won the freaking race. So.
And Michael Scott's staying out for one more lap. Robert
my
Bokum
gosh.
is in.
Nice pit stop. The world champion. One of many out on this track right now.
So Robert Bokum in. Michael Scott, last car remaining on
right into his
second
stall. Nice and smooth.
Cycle here. No caution so far in this race. That's the way the pros roll.
He could do this without clutching now. Maybe at the end he might have to do a lap or two, but now he's going to put the pressure on these dudes. And if Michael Scott can execute here, that really, and he's in pit road. Didn't see his entry, but looks pretty solid. That's pretty good stuff. After missing a few races.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking very good here, Milty.
Well, he's no slouch. He's been around racing his whole life. He's been a pit crew guy. He's been a spotter for some up and coming guys. He's been around. I can't remember right away, but he's been around some real NASCAR, so he knows his stuff.
And we're riding with him right now as he leaves pit lane and rejoins the fray. Of course, now he does not have to stop, Milky.
Now
Since
he can
it
go all the
stays
way now.
green, he needs it to stay green now.
So can the 18. I think when you see them sorted out, they're going to be close together. He's got one lap on the 18, but Matt Watkins has got to push now. And he's got Bill Yarborough, which we haven't talked about at all, is in that same sequence with Matt. So they've got 10 seconds on Troy Higgins and Bochum 2. It's just a fine run for Troy Higgins. Troy's missed the last couple weeks too, but he's a solid driver.
We're riding here with Guy Petra in the 4th position. Robert Bochum there one lap
Great
down.
run for Guy.
To run down Matt Watkins, get that lap back. But Robert Bochum really doesn't need to run down Matt Watkins at this point in time. He just needs to run his race.
Well, he's already got tires on these guys, and he does that nice and smoothly and without using his stuff up here. He just knows how to do that.
You see quickly gaining down on the 19 of Troy Higgins, who's in the 3rd position.
Well, when you're looking at this group and you're all the way back to Webb and Steve Weber, also solidly in the chase. Great season for him.
Whoa.
And Pop's trying to get in.
Whoa, almost a wreck there between 19 and 18. Little miscommunication there, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like 19 just got a little loose there, and Robert just a little bump there, and then and they're teammates. So Bochum 1, Bochum 2, they're still teammates. He's trying to let him by there, but yeah, definitely that's how quickly it can happen.
Yeah,
Back to Mark DeCinza at 31 seconds behind.
the 19 is in pit lane.
From the lead.
Troy Higgins shot down pit lane. And what are we in? 28 laps remaining. So he's done his final stop of the night. So maybe a little strategy on Troy Higgins' part.
Yeah, that's not going to help him, I don't think.
But Matt Watkins, of course, came in with 50 to go, Milty. And will he come in with 25 to go? And that would be, what, lap 82. So will Matt Watkins do the 25-25 stretch?
Oh, he's got to now.
He's running hard
And he's
right
got
now.
31. He's got 31 seconds on his main, the guy he's looking at, which is Mark DeCinza, who's going to stay out. So now it's 32.23. DeCinza is playing this just right, though. He's not pushing. He's got better tires. He's still falling back. He's making sure that he can make it to the end, and he can, I believe.
Or if you're Matt Watkins, you stay out until you're out of fuel and just go in. And he's coming in.
His bet is laid. His bet is laid. He's got to go.
He's sticking hard to his strategy. He comes in hot, lights up the
This
tires.
isn't bad though for him though, because
The 54 also following him in. So Bill Yarborough and Matt Watkins.
Yeah, they're close together, and their pit road delta is going to put them not that far behind these guys. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, both came in very fast and locked up and looked okay.
Wow.
So Matt Watkins, Bill Yarborough, there they are. We see Steve Weber also coming in now. So 3rd round of green flag stops, Milty. This is no cautions in this race so far. Bill Yarborough
It's a Pro
down
Cup,
and away. Matt Watkins already exiting and getting back up to speed. Of course, at Kansas, you cannot get onto the track until you hit the backstretch. If you get on the track early, you'll get black flag. Matt Watkins course, knows that very well, and he's up and away. So we'll see what happens now. Will the one less stopper guys reap what they've sowed early on in the race, Milty?
Well, past history has indicated yes and no. It depends on who is in what position. So, staying out one less stop has won a lot of races here. But in the modern era, we're looking at 23 laps to go, and right now the delta from Matt Watkins to P1 is 27.56 seconds.
Wow, what a great stop by Matt Watkins, Milty. He even got out ahead of Robert Bokum and Michael
Well,
Scott, and he has fresher tires now than both of them. So Matt Watkins did
well,
exactly
yeah.
what he had to do.
Oh, that's just amazing. It's
And
just
he's only 4 seconds or less than 4 seconds from Mark DeCenza. The 151 to 99 will most likely have to pit one more time, Milty. So this race could be falling right into Matt Watkins' lap.
it sure looks like it.
Wow, what a pit stop by Matt Watkins it's going to turn out to be here. Mark DeCenza does not have to stop, but he might have to pedal the car just a little. And Matt Watkins does not. Of course, just 25 laps. He can go basically balls to the wall, where Mark DeCenza might have to be a little mindful to make sure he can finish. This is a worst-case scenario for Mark DeCenza, seeing
God, it's
15,
unbelievable how he pulled
just
that
a
off.
second behind you and fresh tires.
It's unbelievable.
He came in as good as you can at Kansas, and it's a tricky pit road. If you push the issue, you get very easy to spin the car as you get woed up here at Kansas from the transition, and Matt Watkins did that perfectly. Locked it up across the timing line, got right into the pit, and in and out, and now he's really looking good.
It's just a matter of time. He's going to gobble these guys up. They got no chance unless they get a caution.
As we go a little further up the running order here, the 151 is our leader, Kai Petra, with 20 laps to go, is our leader, but he has to stop, I believe. He has a 20-second lead over Matt Watkins now, who has gotten around Mark DeCenza, so that could be the battle for the final, for the actual lead of the race. If Guy Petra has to stop Milty, but Matt Watkins did exactly what he had to do. He got out ahead of Bokum and Michael Scott, and now he's completed the pass on Mark DeCenza. The three cars that had the potential to beat him. And
with the extra pass, with the extra stop, he made that time up on the track, just pedaling it.
That's just awesome.
That's really unheard of.
Really don't have much to say
in the modern era, because with that pit stop, the extra pit stop time, you're talking 30, 35 seconds delta, and entry, pit stop, and exit, and he made that up on the track. That's amazing.
And Guy Petra is in Milty, so this will give the lead to the 15 car of Matt Watkins. I mean, this race was scripted for Matt Watkins, and he's played it like the superstar
that's what used
action
to Damon.
Hero.
That's what Damon used to do, because Rick Johnson was always, when Rick Johnson was king, and he's the 4-time Cup champion, and you're looking at the 5-time Cup champion here. When Rick Johnson was king, which he's still a stud, but his plan was the long run and saving tires, and until Damien came around and was able to execute and beat that by brute speed. Uh, you know, that hadn't happened since way in the infancy of the league when I used to do it and Jim Ray used to do it, but that was way back before the competition level was this tight.
Mm, closing in on 15 laps to go. Matt Watkins stretching his advantage now. It's just a little under 1 second as we cross the line. It stays at about, well, now it's actually up now to 1.7 seconds, so looking good. 15 laps to go. Mark Descenza second, Bill Yarbrough third. Uh,
Mark with the dominant car again all night. I mean, Bochum has got to be scratching their head. This guy is a serious thorn in their yin yang.
Yeah, Matt Watkins' strategy on the fly, Milty. I think he recognized this as a green flag race, and he said the only way that I'm going to deal with Mark Descenza's great car tonight is strategy, and not necessarily have to pass him uh, on the track. But he also did that, but the strategy allowed him to have much fresher tires when he encountered him, and he gets a little loose there, actually, Milty, and he's down onto the grass. Matt Watkins loses it in the lead, does not spin as usual, but he may have brought out the caution, Milty. I believe he did. Caution is out. So Matt Watkins was about to walk away with this win, Milty. He got loose, got onto the grass on the front stretch, and that brought out the caution. So 13 laps to go. Or, yeah, what do we have? 90.
Yeah, no
13
pressure at
laps.
all. The great
Wow.
one, the 5-time Pro Cup champion, just brought the caution out there, and he's like going, "You got to be kidding me." The thing is
Wow.
here though, now they all got a pit, so now we got a show. I'll be right back.
And Matt Watkins leads them down. Of course, Matt Watkins electing not to qualify. He's toward the back of pit lane. Robert Bokum right ahead of him, also electing not to qualify. Matt Watkins away. Robert Bokum away, but it had to slow down just a bit there. Mark Descenza looks like will beat Matt Watkins out. So Mark Descenza will be our leader. I really believe the 6 car won that battle off of pit lane.
Oh, you know, racing's in our blood, all of us. We all, one way or another, where we had dad race or family race, or we've been pit crew guys, or we watch it on TV. We all gravitated to sim racing to live our dream because we can't do it for real, you know. Or some of us in this league are trying to do it for real. I mean, you've seen Jim Ray make a couple laps here, and he just drove a real race car, you know.
And Milty, as you see, Mark Descenza's pit just right by the start finish line of the pit lane
Oh,
there.
that's the
Big
now.
advantage for Mark Descenza, and you see
God, he's
clearly
gonna be going, yeah, buddy.
clearly beating Matt Watkins off the line there. So great job there by Mark Descenza. But for some reason, Matt Watkins still showing ahead of him. I don't know. Don't know how that's possible, but
Unless that's the end of longest line for Mark. That's very confusing. Yep.
looked like Mark clearly was the first car off of pit lane. If he got a EOL for speeding, let's say, he would of course have to drop back behind everyone, and he's staying in the second position. So maybe a scoring glitch here, but Matt Watkins still showing as the leader here of the race.
I just watched that, and I clearly saw the 6 car beat him off pit road. I just can't. Hard to fathom that. 303 Ken Ron did get a eel. End of longest line.
Lights are out now on the pace car. So Matt Watkins leading a charmed life here.
Well, this thing ain't over yet. We got lots of time left here, and the 6 has been a dominant car, and he's definitely going to want to put it to Matt here. But we all know this scenario with Matt in the lead. He brings up another gear, and that's 5th gear.
Yeah,
And there's only 4th gears in these cars, but somehow he figures out how to bring something better to the table. So let's see.
Let's not forget the 54 and the 18 as well, Milty. They've been fast all night. Robert Bokum now up with the leaders for the first time all night because he's been out of sequence all the way up to this caution. So now he's basically on level ground with Matt Watkins, Mark DeSenza, Bill Yarbrough for really the first time since the green flag flew to start the race.
Somebody's going to have to explain to me why the 6 is not in the lead there. I missed that.
Yeah, we can only say that the game is the official scorer at FSB, and it's scoring Matt Watkins as the leader, and we have to run with that right now.
Come on, Mark.
Green flies.
Good jump for the 6.
Excellent
and
jump.
He is all over the 15 here.
FSB rules here, no passing to the back straight. So Matt Watkins will be our leader as they get onto the back stretch. And now the racing can begin. And Mark DeSenza is going to have to chase Matt Watkins down.
Man, that Toyota's got some legs, but the 6 is right up on him. We've seen him dominate early. Can he bring it to the forefront here? I mean, this guy raced years and years ago, and he's definitely got what it takes. But it's hard to beat Matt Watkins in a short shootout. Coming up on 7 to go.
It sure is, Milty, but they've pulled away from 3rd place. Bill Yarbrough, 4th place. Robert Bokum, 5th place. Michael Scott. But the top 2, Matt Watkins, Mark DeSenza, have really been the 2 cars all night. Mark's showing the brute speed. Matt Watkins showed some great strategy. That caution wiped out both DeSenza's brute speed and Matt Watkins' strategy. So they're back on level ground here. And
Matt scrapes off the wall.
Who will be the best with 6 laps remaining?
Matt is driving all he's worth right now, pushing. Mark is trying to be patient. He knows he's got a little bit of time here. 6 to go.
Yeah, I think Mark wants to take the lead as fast as he can here. He does not want to hang behind Matt Watkins. Matt's shown that with 2 to go, he is impossible to pass. Got to pass him while the passing is still prevents Matt Watkins from doing any kind of defensive driving. And Mark
He's right up on his tail feathers there.
He sure is.
Gotta get in his mirrors. Gotta push. You can't push too hard. You gotta set him up here. Matt has really used his stuff up, and here comes Mark.
Here he comes. Matt running that low line. It's very difficult to pass here at Kansas, Milty. So really a one groove track.
Same line right there. Got to get that run coming out of the corner.
Got to try to get underneath him coming out of 4 and then use that apron. It's a white lined apron, Milty, so it is a legal maneuver down there.
Boca making a move on the 18, the 54 car of Bill Yarbrough. Matt loose once again. Now he's defending.
And Mark DeSenza taking a look on the outside now, but I think that's more of a decoy. You cannot pass on the outside here. And there he gets a run on the inside
Stuff it
now.
in there, son. Come on.
He did.
Yeah. Woo!
Side by side as they cross
Side
the
by
line.
side, it's Mark DeSenza with the lead. Look, I love this kid, Matt, but I'm telling you, man, come on, Mark. Can he finish the deal, though? Matt's not done yet.
Matt's going to try a slow in, fast out
Matt,
move
Matt
on
drove
him,
the
I think
shit
there.
out of it there those first couple laps, and Mark was real patient and really let off the gas and made sure not to push and chatter the front tires.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
2 to go, Milty.
And that is so difficult when you're driving a great 5-time champion like that. And now he's up front with the air on the front.
And a great fight for third as well, Milty, between Bochum, Bill Yarbrough, and the 46 of Michael Scott.
But what a great run for Michael Scott. He did tire saving, fuel saving, and now he's busting his balls right here, and he's racing against the great Bill Yarbrough right there for 4th place. Well, we know Michael Scott is a pro driver. He's a skilled driver. Let's see what happens here.
And Mark DeSenza has driven away from Matt Watkins.
Matt used his stuff up there.
He did. His stuff up. He got loose again, got into the wall again. And now 3rd and 4th might be our battle as Mark DeSenza is going to win
for the win.
Mark DeSenza will be our winner. Matt Watkins will
come
take
on,
2nd.
Son.
Robert Bochum 3rd. Bill Yarbrough 4th. Michael Scott with the top 5. Great run by Michael Scott all night. Troy Higgins finished in 6th there, Milty.
Nothing against Matt there because I love the dude, man. I mean, he's helped me out so much with my computer and stuff, and what a great competitor. But you just love when somebody gets a chance to beat a great driver like that. And Mark is due, and his day is due. Today, this is Mark's day right here.
And
the 6 car wins the race. Way to go.
What a great pass by Mark DeSenza. Something you very rarely see. Matt Watkins.
That's the best in the world right there.
The inside and
one of the best.
And then once Mark took the lead, Milty, he just drove away again, which was what really he did all night long from the entire field.
He's been looking for this type of finish for a long time here, and let's get a burnout from the 6. Smoke that thing. Nope. You know what? Now he's going down pit road.
All business.
He's a low-key, great dude. Teammate Troy Higgins goes up and gives him a love tap. Bill Yarbrough gives him a love tap. These are world-class pro sim racers. You know, iRacing, you can say what you want. Obviously, there's great drivers there, but you don't have, green flag racing like this.
Wow, that caution was basically took the victory from Matt Watkins and put it back up for grabs. Mark DeSenza grabbed it, and what a great win by Mark DeSenza.
Yeah, we've seen this scenario a couple of times, and Bochum couldn't make that happen the last couple of weeks. But we seen the brute speed of the 6 car, and it fell right in his hands right here. And then he executed, which is, it's one thing, dude lives on the East Coast, so it's late night, it's 10, 11 o'clock there. I'm sure he's got a life too, and to come back and beat the great Matt Watkins mano-a-mano tire. What a fantastic finish.
Absolutely.
Which we always have here at FSB Racing.
Absolutely, Milty. That was a great race. One caution. Perfectly timed caution for Mark DeSenza. Not so much for Matt Watkins, but that's the way racing is. Sometimes
absolutely
help you, sometimes they kill you. But still, Mark DeSenza had to earn that win. Matt Watkins didn't give him anything. And just a great pass and a great win by Mark DeSenza. Matt Watkins 2nd. Robert Bochum battled Bill Yarbrough there at the end and finally decided 3rd position for himself. Bill Yarbrough back to 4th. Michael Scott with a great run all night long with Robert Bochum. and he brought it home in fifth, Milty, which I'm sure he's thrilled to take home that fifth.
Well, Watkins, a lot of times he has, to, especially Wednesday nights, he has to work. So, and I'm sure he was a little disappointed there too because he did exit and disconnect. But we're going to try to grab first and third place here. So give me a minute.
Okay, well, Milty ventures out to see if he can grab our winner and
Maybe we'll
Robert
get
Bokum.
fourth place there. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can get here. Hold on.
Or maybe even get Mike Scott up in here
Yeah.
with a great run. Yeah, like Milty said, he's been away. He came back, just threw himself into a Pro Cup race and damn near had the right
User
strategy
left
to
your
win it.
channel.
So very impressive. Fifth place run by Mike Scott. Robert Bokum, third place. Again, the same strategy. Matt Watkins covered their strategy with a great pit stop, but wasn't to be for Matt Watkins with that caution. Mark DeCenzo got around him and pulled away from Matt Watkins to win the final Pro Cup race before the chase. And if we have time, we may be able to update you on the chase points. Of course, boss man Jim Ray doing a wonderful job on the points. I'll take a quick look. It looks like the points are up. So we'll be showing you the points briefly here. So give me a second. I'll get them all squared away. And we should be joined briefly and momentarily by our winner and our other top runners as we see the points are being updated right now. So, uh, Mark, what a great pass. Perfect timing for the caution for you. I'm sure before that caution you were a little disappointed that it probably wasn't going to be a win, but that caution, new lease on life, still earned it with a wonderful pass of Matt Watkins, which we don't see every day. So great win, Mark.
Yeah, got to take it when you can get them. Yeah, that caution helped. I should have stayed out like another lap to run before, but I had to slow down so much, just to make it. I'm not even sure I would have made it, but yeah, it was. I drove my ass off trying to get by him, not without doing nothing stupid, When I finally got a run, and I just, you know, went for it.
Well, Mark, man, I mean, we got a great history of racing against each other, and but that was kind of a long time ago in a different era, and to see you pull it off mano a mano with Matt there, tire for tire, and equal ground, that was a fantastic win. I'm sure you had your teammates in your ear there, but you just executed and did what you've done all season, which is run well on the short run. But to execute that and the patience you had, you set him up, and he was using everything up there. He was driving his ass off, and so were you. But and he had the arrow on the front of his car there. Really thought that was going to be. That's been the history of this season. Is drivers are so close that. Really thought you were going to lose something there following him there, but you really set him up well and just executed at Kansas, one of the hardest places to pass. What a great win.
Thanks, Mel. Yeah, it was. I didn't want to wait too long to try it because I know with a couple to go that he would have been real hard to get by. So I kind of not laid back, but I tried to see where he was letting off, and he was letting off early in the corners, and so I kind of backed it up a little bit, and I seen him getting a little erratic coming out of the corner. I mean, he was getting a little bit loose and stuff. So I just finally had to move, and I went for it. But yeah, it was tough. I mean, I passed him. I wouldn't have done nothing stupid, but it's not easy
Yeah, it
to
was
do.
a
And
total clean
Oh,
pass, and
excellent
and
pass.
and you set him up, and it just really looked like he was because you were so dominant the whole race, and we've seen you do that before, and then not get to get to this situation where you could show the fans what you could do, but you really were patient and set him up, and then he used it up in the first few laps there, and he was holding on. He started to defend, and you just kind of faked him a little high, and like Greg said in the broadcast, well, you can't pass there, but uh, you were on his mind, and that's to me as a driver, I was like, he's got him now, man, he's got him, and you executed that. That was just awesome driving.
Yeah, it really was,
Thanks.
Mark. It
Yeah,
really
he would have
was.
been he would have been on my mind if if it were the other way around. He'd probably
Absolutely,
get by
yeah.
me, that's for sure. But uh, I wanted that race really bad. Not because of Matt, just to get a win before the chase. So I'm not so far back in the standings in the chase. So, but yeah, I wanted that one, and really the whole race car ran good. Even on a long run, it ran pretty good. And I knew if I could get in front of him, I could probably stay in front of him. But the key was to get by him, and like he got a little loose a few times, and I finally got a run and just I went for it.
Yeah, good
So,
job, man.
so maybe Greg, you can bring up those points there as we get into the chase.
Absolutely, I will. But Robert, you had your own battle there with Bill. I'm sure you're happy to see Mark get that win, but I think you had your hands full there with the 54 car.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark before the start, kind of letting him know kind of how to play it out, and I get my car. I'm not a real sprint person, sprint driver, so I was going to give Bill a few laps, and I got by him, and I was trying to be real easy, and he got back under me, and I got stuck up on the outside for the last 4 laps, and yeah, it was fun running up there. Like I said, me and Bill had side by side. I was wanting to hurry up and get in front of him so I could get up there and run. Like I knew they were running each other hard, but yeah, it was crazy because I was driving my car and cheering Mark on at the same time, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Well, you made a pretty good you're a pretty good prognosticator to sign the six car to that team, and now he's starting to deliver for Boca Motorsports. Definitely.
Yeah, me and Mark's been real close since he come in, and we were the actually one to sit down and talk about putting the deal together from the get go. So yeah, we kind of run. We always race each other clean, and we work good together. So it's kind of one of the deals that's kind of say not to keep it going.
Well, and looking at your strategy, I was thinking you guys had an extra. You're going to run longer, but you had an extra pit stop less than Matt Watkins, but his brute speed pitting early with 50 to go really killed you guys, man. And you guys, and then he brought the caution out. I'm sure that had to irritate him, but at the same time, that shows pro cup racing, and you never know what's going to happen. You got to fight hard, and you guys definitely fought. You didn't give up, and you're probably thinking there in the cockpit like, "Oh shit, he's he's going to get us again." But you know what? It wasn't over yet, and you know.
Yeah, I had to slow down too much, but after that first run, I was pretty much set on doing it, and I was just going to kind of ride it out, and I'd rather race it hard, but everybody's, like I said, being so easy. It was just kind of one of the deals where, and then once I seen Mike Scott was done, I was going to try to work with him because I'd like to see Mike get a good run, give up a little to get him a run. So I was trying to each time let up and let him get back to me and pull him back around through there and let him have a shot at it.
yeah,
I
Mike
like to
Scott
talk. I
had
thought
a
I talked to
great
them
run.
pit officials. I thought I had him at the line coming out of the pits.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we thought.
I got to
too.
talk to them officials, and maybe they got
it's
paid
on
off
the
or something.
dude. It's on the broadcast, and we.
Yeah, I seen the broadcast.
I don't know what
I told
happened there.
Mark said, I think I got him. I said, man, I just seen this broadcast. I said, your car is halfway over the line.
Yeah,
He's not even to
there's
the line yet. I'm
I
not
wanted
sure
to come
about
out in
that.
front. Yeah, because I thought if I knew I could run good enough. If I can come out in front of him, I thought I could stay in front of him out of all nights. But when I come across the line, I said, yeah, I beat him out. And it didn't seem to be that close. I thought I had him, relatively easy coming out. And then it said,
like
stay
you did.
behind the 15. And I was like, are you kidding me? The Angels are coming again?
Yeah,
That's what I'm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we
Because
saw
unless
it
there's
and
a second line that we're not looking at, we're supposed to look at. that first line to us, you were clearly ahead. So yeah, I don't know. I think NASCAR blew chunks on that one, but
Out of all nights, I felt more, I thought my car was good enough where if I had came out first, I thought I'd be able to stay in front of him. I'm not sure I could have, but when I realized I had to try to pass him to win, it was definitely a different strategy. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So the points are now up, you two, and you'll be happy to know, Mark, that that win certainly helped you. You're now in a tie for second in the points, just six behind Robert Bokum. Robert, you got those four wins, so that translates to a 6 point lead to start the chase. Not a lot of points, but Bokum Motorsports well represented in the chase, Robert. That's got to make you happy.
Oh yeah, we got a great group of guys. Like I said, definitely feel like we got a good shot at one of us getting it between Mark and you got Nicole and you got Ken Ron,
you
you
got
got
four cars.
Troy Higgins. I mean, it it ought to be a great battle.
Five cars.
Work together. But like I said, regardless if whoever gets it, I'll be just as happy as one. Whether I got it or not. It's one of
I'll be
them.
coming after you, Bobo.
Okay. That's
No,
okay. that's
no,
what I
you don't
like.
need no more enthusiasm. It's going to be tough. Believe me, that 6 points ain't a lot, but you know what? It's a lot. Let me tell you,
Yeah,
because I
Heck
usually
yeah.
finish. I usually finish behind them. Maybe not always, but majority of the time. So that's 6 points. That's going to be tough, but still, like I said, that win, helped me out a little, and I really wanted that one.
yeah, it certainly did. And of course, winning in the chase gives you those bonus points for the win. Um, Not so much extra bonus points, but those extra winning points. And that could be the difference between making up that 6 point ground and treading water. And of course, our chase very quick, only seven races or six races, excuse me. So they come down real quick.
Usually, I'm doing well during the year, and near the end, I start having bad luck. I don't know this season. I think I let
Kind
a
of
few.
been the opposite. Yeah,
Yeah, I let a few I think slip by early in the season through
absolutely.
wrecks and mechanical failures, and it's good to have a little momentum going into the chase. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, you've been a world champion in other leagues, and y- you got a real shot at this. This could be the year, you know.
Yeah, this league's a little bit different. I mean, like I said, you got to have and I had a pretty much flawless race, and I had to do all I could do just to win. And that's with a flawless race. I mean, one little mistake here or there, and you could it's from winning, you could finish 10th. So yeah, it's a tough deal to win in Pro Cup.
Alrighty, well, with that, we'll
Yeah, we'll
send
wrap
it
it up
off to
there.
Friday night.
That's right. Friday night Pro Cup will be at Charlotte. Or Charlotte? Where did you guys race the chicken run at last night, Robert?
Charlotte.
Yes.
We ran the nationwide race every night too.
Good
Yeah,
luck
so
in the good luck in the chase there, Robert, for
We took it.
battling for second.
I ain't no problem. I'm good with that.
No.
so yeah, next broadcast Friday night, Charlotte, Winston Cup. That's going to be a big field at Charlotte. That's a good
30
track,
cars.
fast track, too wide racing there at Charlotte. So be a big field. So tune on in Friday night, Winston Cup, FSB Racing. Thanks for joining us.
Sure, guys.
Thanks.